Hi everybody, how are you doing today? It's Drea here. I have a super duper exciting video today. I'm so excited about this. This is a collaboration video that I'm doing with Lisa Stevens, who, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I'm a big fan of. I talk about her quite a bit. I take a lot of advice from her and I love watching her channel. And we've just started talking over Snapchat and stuff recently, and we decided to do a collaboration video together. And I'm so happy that she agreed to do this because, like I said, she's just amazing. This video is going to be a lot of fun, I hope. I think this is really good timing because I'm talking about, or we are talking about, overhyped products. We know these products are very hyped up on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, but the question is, do they deserve the hype? So are they overhyped, or is the hype deserved? This is an idea that I saw first done by Sam Ravindal, who, if you follow her, she's absolutely beautiful and she's a great YouTuber, very talented with makeup. And we thought it'd be really good timing, Lisa and I, because the VIB sale is like right around the corner. So this is really good time to talk about products that get a lot of hype, because if you're considering buying them during the VIB sale, you need to know, is it worth it or not? So we both thought it would be a great idea. So if you are new to my channel and you've come from Lisa's channel, hello, welcome. Please leave me a comment because I'd love to know if you came from her video. And if you are my subscriber and you want to go check out Lisa's channel, please do, because she is amazing. First of all, she's so pretty, she's so beautiful, she's very talented with makeup, and she also works for Sephora, so she has a lot of knowledge about products, and I just really love her. I think she's just so genuine and fun, and I love all the content she puts out. So of course her video will be linked below. Please go check it out. Please leave a comment that you came from my channel. What was really funny is when me and Lisa were talking about this, I said, okay, should we tell each other what products we're doing? And she was like, no, let's not, because it'll be more fun to see if we have some of the same and whether we agree or disagree. And I think that's so fun. So I can't wait to see her video. So I wanted to start out with probably one of the most hyped products of the last year and a half. And that is Champagne Pop from Becca. So this is the Jaclyn Hill collaboration highlighter that we couldn't get away from last year. And it was everywhere. Obviously, Jaclyn is one of the biggest YouTubers in the beauty community, and for good reason. I think she's super talented. I really love her personality. And she collaborated with Becca to make a highlighter. Now, these highlighters already, like Becca's range of highlighters, are pretty well known for being some of the best quality, some of the most beautiful, and I think that's true. I think I own 4 colors, maybe? Probably 4, possibly 5. My collection is expanding at too big of a rate. But anyway, this one I got my hands on as soon as it launched. Like, I was one of those who was ready to go. Sorry, I have some concealer on my hand right there. But that is what it looks like. It's also what I'm wearing on my face today, and you could see the glow that it gives is just really beautiful. I really think that this product does live up to the hype. I think that Jaclyn really collaborated with a good company that already made very quality products. And this highlighter just really is at the utmost quality. It really blends. You can see that it's looking like it's really part of the skin. You don't see just that stripe, that powdery stripe that you can sometimes get with products that are definitely more on the powdery side. This is a lot more creamy, and it's definitely got enough pigmentation going on. A beautiful sheen, no glitter to it. I want to talk about the Stila Magnificent Metal Liquid Eyeshadow. So these are basically liquid glitter, and these are everywhere recently. And I think with VIB sale coming up, a lot of you are probably considering buying these. And let me tell you, the hype is real on these. These are awesome. I absolutely love these. I don't want to spend too much time talking about them because I just did in my previous video, but just suffice it to say, they are beautiful. They give you a ton of glitter over your eyelid. Depending on whether or not you use a sticky primer like a glitter glue, for example, you might experience a tiny bit of fallout. I have had different levels of fallout depending on the base I put underneath. So if you're worried about that, use a really sticky product like Too Faced Glitter Glue and you will be fine. But the sparkle these give off are so stunning. I was Snapchatting one night and all I could do was just stare at my face, you know, in such a vain way in my cell phone, because it was just giving off this sparkle and just beautiful light reflectivity. So they're super easy to use. They have this kind of little paddle brush on them. And so you can just swipe them directly onto your eyelid. Depending how opaque you want them to be, you can build them up, or you can kind of like pat it on with your finger if you just want a little bit of sparkle. They're very, very versatile, and I just love them. So here's something that I know I first heard of through all the hype on YouTube about it, and this is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner and Trooper. So this is a brush tip eyeliner, super popular. It is very pigmented. It's very easy to use. Like I said, brush tip, so depending on your skill level and whether you're comfortable with a brush tip, you may or may not like it just based on that. But I love a brush tip, so going in, I know I'm gonna love it. The thing with this is I have purchased or received, I guess, these little minis either as 100-point perks or gift with purchase from Sephora, and I've also actually purchased the full size of this. When I purchased the full size, it dried out so fast. I never felt like I was getting the blackest black liner, and I just did not like it as much as I liked the little minis. And I really wish that they would just sell them in this form, maybe for a slightly cheaper price, because I really feel like the minis are better than the full size, to tell you the truth. These minis have always lasted me months when I get them. So as a product, I really do like this product. I just feel like sometimes it's not consistent across the board. This is not a dupes video, but I just have to mention this because this is a total dupe for this. This is the Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner in the shade Ultra Black. This comes in 3 shades. Black is not black. You have to get Ultra Black. And it's the exact same thing. It's a brush tip liner. It's the same brush tip. It's exactly as black as the Kat Von D. It's exactly as easy to work with. It's like half the price, and even less if you get it on sale. Today, just to prove a point, I did this eye with this one and this eye with this one, and I can't tell a difference. I don't know if you guys can, but I think they look exactly the same. I've been a lover and proponent of this for so long. Doesn't mean I don't ever want to use this again, but I love these both, and I really think this one is a better value. So I didn't want my picks to be all Sephora products. I wanted to throw in just a couple drugstore items for those of you who I know prefer drugstore makeup. Now, these have been getting a lot of attention recently. I know, like on Facebook, friends of mine and a couple groups I'm in, I can't get away from seeing these. And I was lucky enough, here in Canada, we cannot get Wet n Wild very easily. I was lucky enough for my mother-in-law to be in the States and get these for me. So these are the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Liquid Lipsticks. And they're matte transfer proof lipsticks. These are really good, you guys. I really, really like these. I think these are definitely worth the hype. And such a good price too. Like they're $5 US. There's a nice range of colors. The packaging is really nice. It's that nice acrylic. On the inside, what you have is a really kind of interesting tip where it's kind of like a L shape almost, so it really does hug your lips perfectly. Today I'm actually wearing this one here, which is Rebel Rose. You can see it's beautifully opaque. This is like take it out once and it does your whole entire lip. I have it over top a lip liner, and I feel like it's super comfortable that way. You know, like I don't have that issue where my lips are feeling super dry or I want to get it off. You know that I hate super dry lips. I love moisturizing lipsticks. So I have a few liquid lipstick formulas that I do like, but they're kind of few and far between. But this one I think is awesome and such a fantastic value. So this one may get me a few haters in the comments, I'm not sure, but I am just not a fan of this. This is the Anastasia Glow Kit. This is in the shade That Glow. When these first came out 6 months ago or so, they were everywhere on Instagram, and I feel like they still kind of are, but there were 2 of them in particular, this one and one other one, that were getting a ton of attention at the time. And at first I didn't want it, like it didn't really appeal to me that much, but I heard from a few people that they really liked the formula, and so I decided I would give in and purchase it. I don't know, you guys, it just doesn't work for me. And I know people that I really trust their opinion, they like this. So it might be one of those things where it just doesn't work for me. The cool thing about this is you can mix them together. You can kind of combine colors. For me, I don't know though, the texture of these just doesn't blend on my skin. I feel like it just sits on top. I feel like it just looks powdery. This one here, Bubbly, I think is the smoothest of all of them, and it works for me a lot better than the other ones. So there's Bubbly. This is the lightest one here, Starburst. And even just looking at the swatch, I feel like it looks kind of dry and dusty and powdery. And I just don't like the way it looks on my skin. And therefore I also don't like kind of the combinations that I get when I mix this together. So for me, this one just is not a winner. I just don't believe in the hype on this. And if you do, and if you love this, please let me know why. I'm not trying to bash things people love. This just doesn't work for me. So the next thing has totally been hyped up, I think mostly by people on YouTube. And this is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is only offered, as far as I know, in Ulta and on the Tarte website. So for me in Canada, it was a little bit hard to get my hands on, but just so my Canadian friends know, Tarte does ship directly to Canada, and I've had good experiences whenever I've ordered from them. They do free shipping every once in a while. But in terms of the quality of this concealer, I love it, and I think it's amazing. Now, this is also one of those products where I've heard people that I love and trust don't like it, and they feel like it really dried them out. I think that this kind of can lean a little bit dry, and it's totally full coverage, so pigmented. The littlest bit goes such a long way. It has this huge, everybody talks about, applicator on it. One dip in will do my entire face, like highlighting my entire face. So what I'll do is just put maybe like 3 dots. You do not do the big triangle with this because it will look crazy. So 3 dots, and then I can kind of do my forehead, nose, and chin as well, and that is more than enough. And I love the look it gives me. I love the way it kind of highlights my face. Mine is in the shade Light Neutral, by the way. On me, this lasts all day long. It's super full coverage. If you're new here, I have very dark circles, and actually you can kind of see them today because I'm testing out a new concealer that is not working for me very well. So when I use this, you don't see these dark circles. Like, it really covers up nicely. It blends out beautifully. It bakes well. If you don't like baking, just like setting it, that's good too. Sometimes what I'll do is I will just put, like I said, 1 or 2 dots and then use a different concealer altogether, kind of under the rest of my eye, and that works out really well as well. So product in here goes a long way. 1 bottle is gonna last you a long time. I think this totally deserves the hype that it's getting. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. I think all of you know, if you watch YouTube, that this kind of took off last year. I think it was Kathleen Lights that first talked about it, and then it was kind of sold out everywhere. It was really hard to get a hold of. You can see I've used quite a bit of this. I definitely love this for baking. It gives you no flashback. It completely sets your makeup. It keeps it from creasing. It's just a beautiful translucent powder, and it's so affordable that, you know, you don't need to buy those high-end ones. So stay away from those high-end ones. This one is so good. This might be a little bit difficult for you to get your hands on depending on where you shop, but I purchased mine through Beautylish, which I really love Beautylish and their customer service. So the only bad thing about this, and you guys have heard it before, is the packaging. It's actually like in a spice jar. Like, let's be real, these are used for spices. But what I do is I just take the cap off completely, and I will stick my little beauty blender directly in there. Once it gets down a little bit further, I'll have to think of something else to do. But for now, that's working for me, and I really love it. One thing that I really hope Lisa's gonna talk about, because I know she loves it, is the Brow Wiz. And I just thought, okay, this was hyped for so long as probably like one of the best brow products out there. I just need to talk about it as well. So this is obviously the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Anastasia is known for her brow products. I think that's kind of where her company launched from. Mine is in the shade Medium Brown. So what you have is a micro tip brow pencil on one side and then a spoolie on the other side. I love this product, but I think that there's a drugstore product that I like just as much, which is a lot cheaper. And this one has a few pros and cons for me. So this is what I'm wearing today. I love the color. I love the kind of hardness and waxiness of this product. Some brow pencils are way too creamy or too thick, and it's just like they go everywhere. They make a huge mess. This one is absolutely perfect. So the amount of like resistance it gives you in a way is enough to where you're not going to overdo your brows, but you kind of just build it up, and it's just so easy to use. The brush on this, there's nothing else like it for blending out brows. That's just the truth. Like, this brush is ultimate. It's awesome. It fits so nicely. It blends out so nicely. It feels nice. Like, it's just such a great blush for brush for blending out brows. Try saying that 5 times. So anyway, I love this product a lot. I do miss it when I don't have it. The only thing with this, because I have such oily skin, is if you see the tail of my eyebrow, a lot of the time this will wear away throughout the day. So either I'll touch up or I'll just look like I'm missing the tail on my eyebrow, but either way, it does kind of go away. So that is the only downside for me on this product, but I still really love it. One of the benefits of having teenage children is they will go to the store and get you Diet Coke. So my drugstore alternative to the Brow Wiz is this product here. This is the L'Oreal Stylist Definer, and obviously this one is brand new. I just purchased this recently. You can see the brush on this is different than the Anastasia one, which is why, like I said, the brush on that, there's nothing like it really. But this one is good enough. The actual product in there, I think, is completely exactly the same as the Anastasia one. I love it. I think it works just perfectly, and this is so much cheaper that I'm satisfied with this. Now with this though, there are only 3 different shades, and so therefore it's not really the equivalent in the shade range, and if you don't have your shade in this, well, then it's just not going to work for you. So for me, this works. This is in the shade Brunette, and I really like it a lot. I put this in my makeup use up for the year because I just love it that much. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Everybody and their mother have been talking about this year, and I kind of jumped on that train pretty early, and I think you can see like mine has taken a beating. This is what the shade looks like. It's just a beautiful subtle matte bronzer. If you are sensitive to scents, you will hate this. So it does have the very strong kind of suntan lotion smell, which I actually really love, and I love the packaging on this. I think it's so beautiful. But yeah, the actual product is what matters, and it is what I'm wearing today as my bronzer. I love it. I feel like it's not too much. I feel like it blends so well. It just blends effortlessly, which is kind of why I decided to use it up this year, because it's just so easy to use. So we agreed to do 10 products. I do have to say, you guys, I have made some hard cuts. Like there were some things that I thought I have to talk about this, that, and the other, and they ended up getting cut from this video because it just would have been so long. So if you're still here near the end and you really like this idea, let me know in the comments if you want to see a part 2. Not a part 4, part 2, because I can definitely do that. I have so many other things that fall under this category of is it overhyped or not. But very last thing I want to talk about, because this got a lot of attention last year, the Natasha De Nonna palette. So I actually have one of the 5-pan palettes, which I also talked about in my VIB recommendations video, but I also have this, which I just got recently from my friend Kristin Gehm, who's also here on YouTube. I purchased this from her, and I couldn't be happier, really. This, I think, has a couple pros and cons. Reason I wanted to kind of include this, well, number one, it has been so hyped. You know, Natasha De Nonna came to Sephora last year, and of course, when a product launches at Sephora, it gets a lot of attention because I think most of us makeup lovers love Sephora and love, you know, shopping there. So usually they get a ton of attention, and this certainly did last year. There's 2 of these. There's a green brown one, which I own, and then there's the purple blue one, I believe. The only real problem I have with this palette is that there's so much glitter, shimmer, and metallic in it that I kind of find myself having to reach for other palettes to pair with it. So even though there is so much going on in here, it's kind of difficult to make a full look with it. So for example, these 2 shades here, this beautiful kind of mid-tone orange, and then this kind of, it's not too dark, but I guess mid-tone brown. These are 2 mattes that I keep going back to because they're really like the only mattes in the palette. This one here is kind of a satin finish, and so is this one. So this one, you can kind of get away with using them in your crease if you need to, or as a brow bone highlight, but that's pretty much it. Like everything else is either metallic or full-on glitter. And so it's just not a complete palette in that sense. Now, I don't own the Star palette. That got super mixed reviews. I really wanted to buy it, and then people were not like super happy with it, so I just decided not to, which I'm glad now because I'd rather have this. But I don't know what the quality of those shadows is like, but in terms of the actual glitter shadows and the metallic shadows, they are incredible. So obviously I'm not going to spend time swatching this entire palette, but there you go. There is 4 of the shades. So there's 3 metallics, and then that gold is a glitter. Now the glitters are super chunky and you will experience a ton of fallout with them. The metallics, not so much. The metallics are so smooth, I think you can see, and there's no fallout from those at all. But definitely there is from the glitter. I don't know if you could just see that, but there's definite fallout from the glitter. However, the glitter shadows are so beautiful that of course most of us are going to want to work with them. And once I use it on top of like a sticky base like the Too Faced glitter glue, no issues, no fallout, no problem. That's what I do with this palette all the time because I love this palette in particular. So this is the 5-pan palette in the number 10 series. I actually dropped this last night, you guys, and I almost had a conniption because this glitter shade here, it actually moved in the pan. Like I could see it kind of coming over the lip, and I actually just pressed it down with my finger, and it made me realize just how soft these glitter shadows are, and they are so soft. But I also think they are worth working with. Now the purple here is actually kind of a satin, but I use it in place of a matte, and it performs really as well as a matte does. And then this kind of deep burgundy here is also matte. When I use these 2 particular mattes, they blend so easily. It's like a dream. It's like you go in thinking, oh my gosh, that matte purple is so intimidating. Am I gonna have to blend it out for an hour? You really don't. Like, it's super easy to blend. Ultimately, you know, it's up to you whether or not you are willing to pay the price tag for these. And for me, I do feel like it's hard to gauge what's worth the money, because what's worth the money to one person, you know, somebody else might be more frugal or more, you know, willing to part with their money easily. So that's not really something that I can personally comment on. But what I can tell you is the quality of these really does live up to the hype, in my opinion. That's all the products I have to talk about today. Let me know if you want that part 2, because I'm really seriously thinking about it, because you guys know I have opinions and I like to give them. But if there's anything that you think is super overhyped, let me know in the comments, because I want to know your opinion on it. And please, please don't forget to go check out Lisa's video and her channel. I promise you will love her. And like I said, if you came over from her channel to mine, I'm so happy to have you. Leave me a comment, say hi, just so I know like who you are and so I can say hi back. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. If you are planning on shopping the VIB sale, I hope you have a lot of fun. I know not everybody's gonna shop it. I am, as you know. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're feeling wonderful about yourself today, and I'll see you around in my next video. Bye guys.